Hello, my little friends. Today I will tell you a magical story, the very first adventure of a boy who lived. His name is Harry Potter, and his journey begins in the book Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. This tale is full of mystery, friendship, bravery, and the discovery of a secret world that exists right beside our ordinary lives. Let's walk through the story step by step, not only following what happens, but also thinking about what it means, what lessons it gives us, and why this book became so special for millions of readers around the world. Harry's life before magic. At the beginning of our story, Harry is not living in a castle or in a magical tower. He is living in a very normal, even boring, house on a quiet street, but his life there is far from happy. Harry is raised by the Dursleys, his Aunt Petunia, Uncle Vernon, and Cousin Dudley. The Dursleys treat Harry terribly. Instead of giving him love, they give him a tiny space under the stairs. Instead of kindness, they give him insults and chores. While Dudley receives toys, presents, and sweets, Harry is left with Dudley's old clothes and very little joy. Why does the story begin this way? J.K. Rowling wanted us to see that even heroes can come from sad, ordinary beginnings. Harry is special not because of wealth or privilege, but because of his character. His difficult childhood shapes him into someone humble, resilient, and kind. For children listening to this story, Harry's situation may feel unfair, and it is, but it also reminds us that even when life is hard, there can be hope ahead. The letters and the invitation. One day, something strange begins to happen. Harry starts receiving letters addressed directly to him. Imagine the surprise, an envelope that knows your exact name, your exact location, even the cupboard under the stairs. But Harry never gets to read the first letters. Uncle Vernon, terrified of what they might contain, tries to destroy them. He tears them up, burns them, and even takes his whole family far away to escape the flood of envelopes. Yet, the letters keep coming, stronger and stronger, almost as if magic itself refuses to be silenced. This is an important symbol. Destiny cannot be hidden forever. No matter how hard the Dursleys try to keep Harry away from his true identity, the truth pushes through. Meeting Hagrid, the door to magic opens. Finally, on Harry's 11th birthday, someone extraordinary arrives. Hagrid, a giant with a gentle heart. He bursts through the door and tells Harry the truth. He is a wizard. More than that, he is famous in the wizarding world, known as the boy who lived. This moment is not only surprising but also emotional. For the first time, Harry hears that he is special, not a burden. The way Hagrid treats him with respect and kindness is a sharp contrast to how the Dursleys behaved. Here we see one of the big themes of the story. Sometimes, family is not only about blood. Real family is about love, acceptance, and guidance. Hagrid, though not related to Harry, becomes more of a family figure than the Dursleys ever were. Diagon Alley. Entering the wizarding world, Hagrid takes Harry shopping for school supplies at a magical place called Diagon Alley. Imagine walking through a brick wall and suddenly finding yourself surrounded by spellbooks, flying broomsticks, talking animals, and enchanted objects. For readers and listeners, this chapter is like opening a treasure chest of imagination. Diagon Alley shows that the wizarding world has its own economy, shops, culture, and traditions. It feels alive, not just a fantasy background. Harry also receives his very first wand from Ollivander's shop. Wands in this world are not just tools, they choose their wizard. Harry's wand, sharing a twin core with Voldemort's wand, hints at the deep connection between the hero and the villain. Here we learn a lesson about identity. The tools we use, the choices we make, and the paths we take all shape who we are. The journey to Hogwarts. Next comes one of the most iconic moments in the series, the train ride to Hogwarts from platform 9 3/4. This is where Harry meets Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger. Ron comes from a large but loving family, and his warmth immediately makes Harry feel comfortable. Hermione, though at first a little bossy, shows intelligence and determination. Together, they form the trio that will face many adventures ahead. The train ride is symbolic too. It represents the transition from one world to another. For Harry, it is the final goodbye to the lonely boy under the stairs and the beginning of a new identity, a wizard among friends. The Sorting Hat and the Houses of Hogwarts. At Hogwarts, new students are divided into 4 houses: Gryffindor, Slytherin, Ravenclaw, and Hufflepuff. Each house values different qualities: bravery, ambition, wisdom, or loyalty. Harry's sorting is particularly important. The Sorting Hat considers placing him in Slytherin, the house associated with ambition and dark wizards, but Harry chooses Gryffindor instead. This moment teaches an essential lesson. It is not our abilities that show who we truly are, but our choices. Children hearing this story can learn that even when you feel pulled in different directions, your decisions define your path more than destiny does. Life at Hogwarts, teachers and challenges. Harry's school life is filled with wonders. Professor McGonagall is strict but fair, showing the importance of discipline. Professor Snape, with his mysterious dislike for Harry, creates tension and suspicion. Professor Dumbledore, wise and kind, becomes a guiding figure. Harry also discovers his talent for Quidditch, a magical sport played on flying broomsticks. For the first time, he experiences not only fun but also recognition and teamwork. These school scenes remind us that learning is not only about books but also about friendship, responsibility, and courage. The mystery begins: the Forbidden Corridor. Soon, Harry and his friends stumble upon a forbidden corridor hiding something dangerous: a giant 3-headed dog named Fluffy. This creature is guarding a secret, and the children's curiosity sets the stage for the central mystery, the Philosopher's Stone. Here the story shifts from simple school adventures to a real quest. The children realize that Hogwarts, though magical, is not entirely safe. Dark forces may be at work, and they must decide whether to ignore them or take action. This turning point teaches that courage often begins with curiosity and the willingness to ask questions, even when adults tell us not to. Building suspicion, Snape, Quirrell, and secrets. Throughout the school year, Harry becomes convinced that Professor Snape is trying to steal the Philosopher's Stone. Every sign seems to point in that direction: his hostility, his strange behavior during Quidditch, his secretive nature. But here the story cleverly plays with perspective. Children, like Harry, may quickly judge people based on appearances or first impressions. The truth, however, is more complicated. By the end, readers discover that Snape is not the villain here, and that appearances can be deceiving. This theme is powerful for young listeners. Don't judge too quickly, because real intentions often hide beneath the surface. Investigating the mystery. As the school year continues, Harry, Ron, and Hermione cannot ignore the secrets hidden inside Hogwarts: the 3-headed dog, the whispers of the teachers, and the constant presence of Professor Snape all push them towards solving the puzzle. Children listening to this story might recognize a familiar feeling when something seems wrong. When curiosity burns inside, it is almost impossible to look away. That is exactly what drives our young heroes. They are not content with comfort. They feel a duty to protect their school. Research and clues. Hermione, always the reader, dives into books to learn more about the Philosopher's Stone. From her, we learn that the stone has the power to turn any metal into pure gold and, even more astonishing, it produces the elixir of life, a potion that grants immortality. This is not just a magical treasure. It is temptation itself. Who would not want endless riches or eternal life? By introducing the stone, Rowling is not only creating a plot device but also raising deep questions. For children, these may seem like distant ideas, but even they can understand the danger of greed. The Philosopher's Stone is a test of character as much as it is an object of power. The troll and teamwork. One of the key turning points in their friendship happens when a mountain troll sneaks into the school. At first, Harry and Ron are terrified, but when they realize Hermione is in danger, they rush to help. Together, through clumsiness and bravery, they manage to knock out the troll. Why is this moment so important? Because it marks the birth of their true friendship. Before this, Hermione was seen as bossy, always correcting others, but once they save her, and she covers for them in return, the trio is united. This scene shows that real friendship is not built only on fun times but on moments of risk and sacrifice. The Mirror of Eriste. One of the most haunting and beautiful moments comes when Harry discovers the Mirror of Eriste. This magical mirror does not show reality, but rather the deepest desire of one's heart. For Harry, it shows his parents standing beside him, alive and smiling. This scene is powerful because it reveals Harry's greatest longing, not fame, not power, not wealth, but family. Dumbledore explains wisely, the mirror can be dangerous, because people can waste their lives staring at dreams instead of living in the real world. This lesson is timeless. Dreams and wishes are important, but we must not let them control us. Quidditch and competition. Meanwhile, Harry becomes a star on the Quidditch field, flying through the air, chasing the golden snitch. He shows courage and skill, but more than the game itself, Quidditch represents the thrill of finding your own talent. For Harry, who was once treated as a nobody, this recognition is transformative. For listeners, it teaches that everyone has a gift waiting to be discovered. But Quidditch also brings danger. During one match, Harry's broom goes out of control. Everyone believes it is Snape trying to curse him, while Hermione bravely acts to break the spell. Again, the mystery deepens, and suspicion grows. Norbert the Dragon. Another adventure comes when Hagrid wins a dragon egg and secretly raises a baby dragon named Norbert. Although Hagrid loves magical creatures, this situation creates chaos. Harry and his friends help smuggle Norbert away, but they get caught and punished. This episode may seem like a side quest, but it teaches responsibility. Even well-meaning actions can have consequences. The Forbidden Forest. As punishment, Harry, Hermione, Neville, and Draco are sent into the Forbidden Forest with Hagrid. There, Harry encounters a terrifying sight, a cloaked figure drinking the blood of a unicorn. This mysterious being is later revealed to be Voldemort, surviving in a weak form, feeding on innocent life to cling to existence. Unicorn blood keeps someone alive even if they are close to death, but it curses them with a half-life, a cursed existence. Again, Rowling teaches us something profound. Taking shortcuts for survival or power may save you temporarily, but at the cost of your soul. Discovering the truth. Eventually, Harry and his friends piece together the clues. The Philosopher's Stone is hidden inside Hogwarts, guarded by magical protections designed by the professors. They realize that someone is trying to steal it, and they cannot wait for adults to act. They must act themselves. This is another major theme. Children are not powerless. Sometimes young people see truths that adults overlook. The final challenge, through the traps. The climax of the story begins as Harry, Ron, and Hermione decide to go after the stone. Each of the magical obstacles reflects both the professor's skills and the children's strengths. 1. Fluffy the three-headed dog, lulled to sleep with music. 2. Devil's Snare, defeated by Hermione's quick thinking. 3. Flying Keys, Harry's Quidditch talent helps him capture the right one. 4. Wizard's Chess, Ron bravely sacrifices himself as a chess piece to let the others move forward. 5. Logic Puzzle with Potions, Hermione solves it using intelligence rather than magic. These trials are symbolic. Each child contributes something unique. Harry's courage, Ron's loyalty, Hermione's intellect. Together, they prove that true strength comes from unity. The final confrontation. At the very end, Harry enters the last chamber and expects to find Snape. Instead, he finds Professor Quirrell, the timid, stuttering teacher who seemed harmless all year. Quirrell is revealed to be serving Voldemort, who is living in a weakened form, attached to the back of Quirrell's head. Quirrell tries to take the stone, but something miraculous happens. When he touches Harry, his skin burns. Voldemort cannot bear to touch Harry because of the love and sacrifice his mother gave him. Lily Potter's love, though invisible, is the most powerful magic of all. This ending teaches perhaps the most important lesson. Love is stronger than hatred, stronger than greed, stronger even than death. Aftermath and reflection. Harry wakes up in the hospital wing, safe but changed. He learns that Dumbledore foresaw much of what happened but allowed Harry to face challenges to grow stronger. The stone is destroyed, for immortality is too dangerous a temptation to exist. Dumbledore tells Harry a truth that will guide him forever. It is our choices, Harry, far more than our abilities, that show what we truly are. The House Cup and Triumph. Finally, the school year ends with Gryffindor winning the House Cup, thanks to the bravery of Harry, Ron, Hermione, and even Neville, who stood up to his own friends. The message is clear. Courage is not only found in great battles but also in everyday decisions. Harry Potter, the boy who lived. Harry is not great because of wealth or fame, but because he chooses love over hate, friendship over power, and courage over fear. Ron Weasley, loyalty and heart. Ron teaches us that loyalty and selflessness are gifts more valuable than gold. Hermione Granger, wisdom and determination. Hermione shows us that intelligence, combined with kindness, is true power. Dumbledore, the wise mentor. Dumbledore's wisdom guides not only Harry, but all readers. Choices matter more than abilities. Professor Snape, misunderstood and mysterious. Snape's role reminds us never to judge people too quickly. Voldemort, the shadow of fear. Voldemort represents greed, cruelty, and the emptiness of living without love. Themes of the story: love as protection, friendship and loyalty, the power of choice, courage in many forms, the dangers of greed. Cultural impact. This story is beloved because it reflects universal truths. Every reader, young or old, finds a piece of themselves in Harry's journey. Closing thoughts. As we reach the end of this adventure, let us remember, even if you feel small or overlooked, there is magic in you, the magic of kindness, of bravery, of choosing what is right. So, hold on to your friends, stay curious, and never stop believing in the good that lives inside your heart. Goodbye with kind wishes, my little friends.